Adam Schiff abused his power of chairman of the House Intelligence Committee to create false narratives that were sold to the American people about President Trump.
Congressman Andy Ogles just went straight at Adam Schiff and absolutely torched his lies right on the House floor.
I yield 2 minutes of my time to the gentleman from Tennessee, Representative Ogles.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you to my colleague and dear friend, Congressman Luna, for leading the charge to hold our Democrat counterparts responsible for their gross misuse of power. Adam Schiff abused his power of chairman of the House Intelligence Committee to create false narratives that were sold to the American people about President Trump. The Mueller report and Durham report both proved that the basis for the so-called Russian collusion investigation was non-existent. The representative from California misled the American people and compromised the interests of the United States of America in service of defeating, persecuting, attacking, and defaming President Donald Trump. Mr. Speaker, he was hasty, he was prejudiced, and he was wrong. It's clear he was concerned for no one but himself in the advancement of the Democratic Party, their political agenda. $32 million later, the American people are left with lies and the obligation to pick up the tab for this boondoggle of a political witch hunt. The representative from California prioritized personal political gain over the interests of our nation, and he more than deserves to be censured by the people's house. The Democratic Party has allowed an invasion on our southern border, where every small town in America is now a border town. Every one of us knows someone that's been poisoned or overdosed because of fentanyl. Illegals are raping and killing people across our country, and what do? They claim to have a solution, and they have none. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for your time. I yield back.
Before we get into this, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know whether you think Adam Schiff should have been held accountable years ago. Congressman Andy Ogles just delivered the kind of speech that many conservatives have wanted to hear for a long time. He didn't hold back, and he didn't try to soften his message. Instead, he accused Adam Schiff of abusing his power as chairman of the House Intelligence Committee and helping push the Russia collusion narrative against President Donald Trump. For years, Americans were told that evidence of Trump-Russia collusion was just around the corner. The media covered it nonstop. Democrats treated it as fact. Schiff repeatedly suggested that damaging evidence existed and that the walls were closing in on Trump. But after years of investigations, headlines, and political drama, many conservatives believe the public never got the proof they were promised. That's the point Ogles was making. He pointed to the Mueller investigation and the Durham report as evidence that the foundation of the collusion narrative was deeply flawed. His argument was simple. The American people were sold a story that caused enormous political damage while costing taxpayers millions of dollars. What makes this speech stand out is that Ogles connected it to larger issues facing the country today. He argued that while Democrats were focused on investigating Trump, Americans were dealing with inflation, illegal immigration, crime, and the fentanyl crisis. Whether you agree with that argument or not, it's a message that resonates with many Republican voters. They see years of political battles in Washington while problems at home continue to grow. The bigger issue here is trust. For millions of Americans, the Russia investigation changed the way they view Congress, the media, and federal institutions. Many believe political power was used to target Trump, and that belief remains a major force in American politics today. That's why Ogles' speech is getting attention. It wasn't just about Adam Schiff. It was about accountability, political power, and a growing frustration with the Washington establishment. And that's exactly why this debate isn't going away anytime soon. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Do you agree with Andy Ogles? Let me know what you think. And Andy Ogles clearly understood the assignment here. He didn't sound defensive. He sounded aggressive, confident, and unapologetic. He framed Schiff not as a public servant who made mistakes, but as a political operator who knowingly pushed narratives that damaged the country for partisan advantage. That is a brutal accusation, and Ogles leaned fully into it. At the same time, This speech also reflects the broader transformation happening inside the Republican Party. The old GOP style of cautious institutional politics is fading fast. The Republican base now rewards fighters, not diplomats. They want people who will attack the media, attack Democrat leadership, and challenge the political establishment directly and publicly. That's exactly the energy Ogles brought to the House floor. And the bigger political reality here is that the Russia collusion story still matters because it permanently changed how millions of Americans view federal institutions, the intelligence community, legacy media, and Congress itself. Trust was shattered. A huge portion of the country no longer believes these investigations are neutral. They see them as political weapons. They see double standards everywhere. And every time Republicans bring this issue back into public debate, it reignites those frustrations all over again. That's why this wasn't just another routine congressional speech. This was part of a much larger political war over who abused power, who manipulated the public, and who should ultimately be held responsible.